I don't know who has heard this story and who hasn't heard this story, but I'm going to share it again anyway. I got my real estate license at a very young age, and it was back in 1996 or 97 if I'm not mistaken. I was fresh out of high school, and my father threw me into a real estate school over in Pasadena. I didn't really know if I was going to pursue this as a career. I didn't know what I was going to do. I was on my way to UCLA at the time, so I really wasn't very interested. I wasn't really focused, right? So I went to this real estate school and I completed the course, and then I went to take the state exam. And because, you know, I didn't take it as serious as I should have, I didn't pass the state exam the first time, okay? So the second time I was more determined, and I decided that I was gonna pass this state exam, and I didn't care what it took, I was gonna pass. So this is back in the late 90s, and what I did was I used an old Texas Instrument scientific calculators. Have you guys, anybody ever seen those scientific calculators? Okay, they're the big ones. They're the really, really big ones that you can show sin and cos, waves, sines, and all that stuff on it, okay? And you can program it to learn formulas. So this is way before the days of texting, guys, okay? Way before the days of texting. And I had this calculator, and it didn't have a QWERTY keyboard, but I decided that I was going to program that calculator, and I was going to put all the answers in it. So, and this is where you had to press a button 3 times to get the letter that you wanted. Do you guys remember those days? Some of you are too young to even know what I'm talking about, okay? But I programmed the hell out of this calculator. So in a nutshell, what I was doing was I was cheating, okay? Now mind you, in retrospect, you got to understand how bad that really is. Now, I'm only about 18, 19 years old, but I am trying to cheat on a government-administered test, okay? So, I'm programming this calculator, and I spend about 2 to 3 weeks putting all the answers into this calculator, and then I show up for the day of the exam, and I'm excited, right? Because I'm thinking, man, this is going to be a piece of cake. I have my calculator, I programmed it, it has all the answers. And then I show up and I turn the calculator on, and all of a sudden it starts to flicker and the battery dies because I'd been using it so much, okay? Long story short, I was able to pass the exam, right? And I got my real estate license, but I didn't have to cheat my way through it, right? God works in weird ways, doesn't he? Okay, so anyway, what I wanted to do was share with you guys a couple of tips on how to pass the state exam, all right? And some of you have heard me share this and some of you haven't, but I'm gonna cover this really, really quick just so that you guys understand the best way to study this. So, here's typically how most people study. They give you the question, right? And then they give you A, B, C, and D, and they give you the options, right? Well, what most people do is they will read this question, and then they will say, I don't know the answer to that question, and then what they'll do is they'll read all 4 options, right? And I don't want you doing that, okay? Because what's gonna happen is you're gonna study this way, and you're gonna go take the state exam, and when you take the state exam, you're gonna say to yourself, you know, I remember reading that somewhere, okay? So you guys, I don't want you to do this, okay? What I want you to do is I want you to memorize a question, find out what the correct answer is, focus on that correct answer, memorize only that, and then move on to the next question. Do this in sets of 10. So you do this 1 through 10, you question, answer, question, answer, question, answer, and then you move on. Once you've done 1 through 10, then I want you to do 1 through 20. Once you've got those 10 mastered, I want you to go back and do 1 through 30. And each time you're going back and you're recapping the original 10 that you had memorized before, right? And by doing that, what you're doing is you're just memorizing the question and the answer. And that's all I want you to focus on. And I guarantee you that you will pass the state exam doing it this way, okay? I know that there's some of you in the audience who are smarter than me. Trust me, I know this, okay? I am a perfect example of how you don't have to be too sharp to make it in this business, okay? And we have had people that have come through the ranks of the school, and I'm talking about very, very educated people. We have had doctors and we have had attorneys and lawyers come through our real estate school. And one of the conversations that they have with me often is, well, Paul, you know what, I appreciate what you're saying here, but I'm the type of person that really needs to understand what this stuff means, okay? I mean, I really got to understand it. So I want to read the book, all right? Just by show of hands, who here has actually tried reading these 3 textbooks that we give you guys? You guys have read it? Okay. Who, admit it, who here was able to stay awake for 5 to 10 minutes after reading that? Okay? Those are great books if you're having a tough night and you want to get to sleep. Get a warm glass of milk and start reading our textbooks, okay? All right? My point is that A lot of this information, you just need to regurgitate it to pass the state exam. A lot of it, unfortunately, while it is important, I'm not saying it's not valid information, it won't be used in practical real world application when we're out there in the field. But you need to know this stuff in order to get your state exam. So my recommendation is study the question and study the answer, and that's all I want you focusing on. Can you guys promise me that you're going to do that? Okay, so that's the first thing. Second thing is that I really want you to commit to yourself about scheduling your state exam, all right? I can't tell you the number of people that I've seen that have come in, they've graduated, and then what they do is they don't go and they don't register for the state exam. And so what happens is, out of sight, out of mind, okay? Who here has ever skipped a day at the gym? Anyone? Who here has then skipped a week at the gym? Then that week turned into what? A month. Then that month turned into 2 months, and then it just kept escalating. It's happened to all of us, okay? And so if you don't do this now, trust me, you'll thank me later. If you don't go and register yourself for the state exam as soon as possible, you'll keep putting it off. Why? Because life has a way of getting in the way, if that makes sense. Things happen, okay? And so I want you guys all to commit that you're gonna go and you're gonna register to take that state exam. It's not that difficult. Is there a fee involved? Yes, there's an additional fee involved. You're gonna have to pay the fee. But I want you to do it as soon as you possibly can. Don't put it off, okay? And here's the thing, sometimes I hear people tell me, well, you know, I really want to make sure that I'm more prepared before I do that, okay? The truth is, there is never going to be a perfect time to do anything significant. Okay, period, you guys. I heard somebody tell me the other day, I need to lose some weight so I can look good when I go to the gym. Okay, how ass backwards is that type of thinking, right? Okay, see, the truth is, the stars aren't going to be aligned, the timing isn't going to be right, your finances will never be perfect, nothing is ever going to work out exactly the right way so that you can say, okay, I'm going to take my state exam. It's just not. Wipe that idea out of your mind. I like to call those kind of ideas real estate porn. It doesn't exist, okay? It's not going to be exactly, that joke just went right over the audience. Like, everybody just, did he really just say that? Right? All of a sudden I saw a wave of you just, So, my point is, you guys, it's never going to be exactly perfect, okay? It's just not going to be. Register for the state exam now. If you can do it tonight, do it tonight. Just knock it out. Get it out of the way. Okay, you'll thank me, because I've seen great people that I know could have had phenomenal careers in real estate take too long, and then later on, I never see them come back to the business. Okay, now look, some of you are getting involved just because you want to get your license just to have it if it's handy. That's the same way I was. I had no idea what it was going to turn into for me. I didn't know what it was going to be. I wasn't sure it was going to be a career. I tried a few different things, and that's great. And then there's some of you who are going to get involved just because, you know, you want to become investors, and some of you are going to do it because you have friends and family in the business and you want to help them out. Whatever your reason might be, you're going to need that license. So just register now and get it done, okay? So look, I appreciate all you guys being here. I want you to know that you have an amazing support system, not only in your family and friends. And by the way, for those of you who came to support them, thank you, okay? Because they're gonna need you, all right? Because just like at the beginning of any endeavor, there's ups and downs in life, yes or no? Yes, there is, right? Don't blame real estate for their ups and downs, all right? That happens in any profession. So it's amazing how sometimes we'll see people who get started, and just because they don't have immediate success in their first 3 to 4 months, they're blaming the profession. You know, it doesn't work, right? Let's be real here, folks. In any real profession, right, whatever it may be, give me some 6-figure income professions that you can think of, you guys. Throw them out. Medical, what else? Law, what else? Athletes, CPA, accounting, whatever you might think of. How many years did it take for them to become proficient in their own profession in order for them to command a 6-figure income? Yes, I said that in one breath. How long did it take them? A while. Took them a while, yes or no? But for some reason, people come to a 16-week course in real estate, and after 16 weeks, they go out and get their license, and then within 3 to 4 months, if they're not making $100,000 a year, they're blaming the profession, and they're saying it doesn't work. But in any other profession, it's acceptable to know that you got to go for 3 to 4 years before you're actually going to do well. You guys get my point? So friends and family, here's the only thing that I ask you. Support them. Support them while they learn the profession, right? They're going to have some good days and they're going to have some bad days. Don't blame real estate. Can we do that? Good.